We're picking up Patrick right now.
Uh-oh.
And currently, all right, let's tell the story real quick. So it's about 48 hours before we have to leave for the COTA demo, right?
Yes.
48 hours.
We have 48 hours.
So last week, he decided he was going to put a new body kit on the car, new fenders, new paint, all this stuff, right?
All this body work is done in a week.
While we're doing all this stuff. Now, I'm really worried if the car is going to work out correctly because Patrick, partway through the sanding process, didn't understand what sanding a car was. Is that accurate?
It's very accurate.
He went down to metal.
Google misled me.
Yeah, he went down to metal on the entire car. So you're just supposed to Scotch-Brite the thing and like clean off the surface so, you know, like it can stick and everything. He went down to complete metal.
Confirmed idiot.
And then the car, right before it went to paint, found out that it had to be re-primered and do all that stuff. So he stayed up till what, 3 a.m. or something?
Oh, no, we just didn't sleep.
Okay,
we stayed up all night primering the car and stuff.
He stayed up all night long, primered the car, got it to Mako, so he's trusting the car. How much is the paint job costing?
I'm paying $700 for a single stage paint job.
I thought they were like $400 to Mako. Did they go up?
I guess they went up.
Oh, so you're getting what's actually a cheap paint job, which I guess is still cheap. I wouldn't paint a car for $700. He did all the prep work and everything. 48 hours before the event, he actually has to leave.
Friday.
Right, it's Wednesday afternoon after like 5 right now. So, or just before 5. So we're going to go pick up the car, and if there's anything wrong with it, which if they did anything wrong, there's no time to fix anything. Like this is the one chance thing, which is what they've done to me a bunch of times at Mako, is like they'll bake the car too fast and have bubbles in it, or just be a disaster. So, you think it's gonna work?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have to do mechanically to the car before you can take it to the event?
I have to replace tie rods, do an alignment with toe plates, change the oil.
Basically, he has not touched the car mechanically since the last event.
It's all been body work.
Okay, let's go see the car. Give us the 30-second rundown of how much stuff costs. So, how much did the body kit cost?
So the body kit itself, that includes the front bumper, side skirts, and the rear bumper. It's a Works 9. I got on eBay. It cost $750. I had to wait 2 extra months for the front bumper to even be made or show up. Because their mold was so old and like overused, they had to make a whole new mold just for the front bumper for me.
Yeah.
And that was their last kit. They're not doing it anymore after that. That was the one. This is it. So that cost $750. I got the front.
That's because of shipping?
Yeah, I'm assuming because of shipping probably.
Okay.
It came from Las Vegas. The front fenders, JP Fiberglass hooked me up. Those costed $250. They're normally like $310. The rear fenders are $330. That's another $600 something, $640. So we're well over a little bit over $1,000 now actually.
That's way over $1,000. Okay, then plus paint.
Plus paint, that's another $700.
My point is didn't we just make that KBD video together? And you could have just like had the car still in one piece and everything if you did like a rubber body kit.
Yeah, but
you didn't like that style, which was the exact style body kit you had last year. Also, I probably shouldn't film and drive, but whatever.
We'll be okay.
Okay.
At least it looks cooler now.
So that's the thought process on that. Cost about $2,700 to rebody and repaint a car before a season. So that's something to think about. That's more than...
That's actually the first time I've added up all those numbers together in my head. I haven't thought about it because I didn't want to.
Well, think about this real quickly. He wrecked his 350Z at Lone Star Bash a few years ago and was super upset because it was his daily and he thought he totaled it and it was a giant disaster.
It sat for like 9 months in my driveway.
And how much did the 350Z wreck cost to fix?
$0.
$0 because he bought
after everything. So I bought a flood car for $500, used all the parts of the flood car to fix mine, resold the flood car for $500.
Okay, so the moral of the story is maintaining and owning a 350Z for like 2 seasons is literally cheaper than putting a body kit and paint on an S13. Is that accurate?
It's very accurate.
Would you believe me if I just said that on the internet? You'd be like, you're an idiot, Aaron. But then after you pay the bill,
you think because like the 350Z is like newer and parts are, I don't know, it's still cheaper. I think parts are cheaper.
Yeah, parts are cheaper for the 350Z, 100%, right?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to get off downtown and go straight? One thing I did want to ask though, you do not pay for tires though, correct? Because you use our scrubs.
There's a trade-off here because I don't pay for tires.
he puts all of his money into body kits.
Yeah.
So he just runs our scrubs, our 265, 35, 18, like Kenda KR20 scrubs. He runs scrubs and he gets, so I get 25, 30 laps out of mine. And then it goes to him for how many laps do you get out of that scrub?
Probably about the same amount. Maybe like 20,
Wow.
25.
That is recycling, and now I don't feel bad about drifting. We're good for the environment. But a note, so that keeps your drifting cheap enough that you can then pay all your money for fiberglass.
Yeah, it works out. So if I was paying for tires and like body work and stuff, like I'd have to pick one or the other because I couldn't afford both.
Yeah. But we know where his heart lies. And the reason why he can run 265 scrubs that are like so old and they work is he runs
it's because it's a stock
T25,
SR, yeah.
How much power does it make?
266 to the wheels.
No way.
It's actually a T28.
When did you measure it?
We put on the dyno day.
It made 260 wheel?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I was, and like, we never hit the limiter on it. It still like was gonna rev higher. We just had to turn it off because it was like above 8,000.
How many transmissions have you broken?
0.
Wow. That's not real wood.
It's real wood.
That doesn't count. You're gonna break a transmission at the
Shut
demo.
up.
Patrick is gonna go pay. Did you already pay yet?
No, I'm gonna go pay.
Woo. So you've got to go give up money?
Gotta go give up the bankroll.
Oh, he just got it out of the back. Does it look good?
It's amazing.
Do you like the BN kit or the Works 9 kit more?
Oh man, I think I like the Works 9 kit more.
I think I like the BN kit more.
The BN kit was lower.
Yeah. This is different.
This is a different
Maybe
look.
because I had Works 9 before and stuff, and I never had that specific BN kit that you had.
That's like the generic BN kit that I had. This one is
Yeah.
like,
I had a different version of the BN kit. I had the more like aggressive Type 4 or something. You had the Type 3.
damn, look, they did. It has like a glossy finish to it, like unlike the other paint job I got. The
Yeah,
first one.
cars have clear coat and they have like
Well,
gloss. Oh, it's not clear coat though.
The first paint job I got, like last year, 2 years ago, the same color, was not as
Are you
glossy as
happy?
this one. I'm incredibly happy. It looks great.
Good. Let's see if you can find flaws. Can we touch it? Is it? Ooh, look at this. I already see some little drippy boys. I don't want to press it hard. It might not. Ooh, don't touch it too hard.
I gotta put some. I'm making like a aluminum like trim piece for around this so it looks better.
Is that a coloring difference or is it wavy?
No,
it's
that's
wavy.
it's the hatch because it's cellular.
Yeah. Ooh, they painted right over your trim.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want them to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how I like that look better.
Oh, you need a new street legal banner. The car looks rad. Fantastic job.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the headlights up.
The paintwork turned out pretty good. What do you think? Oh, you're gonna have to sand this thing. Look at all the junk in it.
Yeah.
Can you see all the junk?
Yeah, I can see it.
So they did not wet sand it then, correct?
I don't know. I don't know what.
You don't know about paint? Yeah, so there's all
man,
this
I
little
sanded the
stuff.
car on the metal. You think I know the answer to these questions?
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah, there's all of these little tiny dots, and that's trash that got in the paint because our booth wasn't clean. So as I run your hand over that, it feels kind of like,
Oh yeah.
wait, do it again, you can hear it. Yeah, so it's like lots of little high spots. So you get rid of those by wet sanding it.
I meant to pull the zip tie off.
Ooh, they painted, oh no! It's not painted on your zip tie.
You could fix that with touch up though, I think.
Did you get any touch up?
Yeah, I have some. I already have some from the old
Alright.
paint job.
Let's find 2 more details on the thing. They didn't overspray your wheels, did they? No, they look pretty good. I mean, we do just run the wheels into other cars.
Yeah.
All your zip ties are like that. Do you need to put any more zip ties on before we drive this home?
I'm just gonna pop the headlights up because they're not secured down right now.
Whew. This thing looked good, Patrick. Good job.
Hell yeah. Just come hold the hood open for a minute while I pop the headlights.
Oh, unpainted engine bay. Look at this thing. This looks like a Matsuri car underneath here. Like it hasn't been washed ever. Ever.
Has it?
His rusty bash bar. This whole car is an illusion, Patrick. Oh my God, are you still in the stock MAF?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's real.
You're still in the stock tune, actually.
Stock everything. Well, yeah.
All right, so if you look at his car, it is basically a T28. When did you get the T28?
I've had it the whole time.
Oh, I always thought you were a T25.
No, it's T28.
Yeah, stock injector is just a stock engine sitting in there all sad and unwashed. Oh, he has these headlights. Look at his headlights. his $14 eBay LED light bars. Something to note why this car is so dang reliable is because you maintain all of the, I'm holding the hood. You maintain all the factory things like that heat shield on top of the factory exhaust manifold. When you have the factory exhaust manifold, you don't break exhaust manifolds. Tubular ones often break unless they're really high quality, and even then they'll often crack. Having a heat shield on there makes sure that it doesn't boil all of the other fluids inside the car. It doesn't melt couplers. It doesn't melt, like vacuum lines and stuff. You have less of a chance without a boost controller there. See how it's just straight wastegate to the turbo inlet right there, so it has a vacuum source. You don't have all these vacuum lines going everywhere, so you don't have such a big chance of losing a vacuum line and over boosting the engine and then losing the engine. Basically, it's cooling mods, an intercooler, a radiator. That's basically it. It's all factory Nissan stuff besides that.
That's how it's reliable.
So you just don't have the rocker arm problems because you retain a factory ECU in the factory rev limiter. You don't have injector problems because you're not running E85 and stuff and messing things up. You're just running, normal fuel. You're not having turbos falling off and all of that stuff and breaking all kinds of parts because that's just that. Man, how often do you work on this engine? Literally never, I feel like.
Don't say things like that out loud.
The first problem of trying to get the car home was this headlight cover was floppy, so it just wanted to come up and down and wink. So we jammed a shop towel, thank you Careless and Texas Street Legal, underneath there with a American screwdriver. I almost guarantee you that screwdriver is not actually made in America. Now we're gonna see if the hood shuts. Woo! See if the hood or that thing still winks. Wow, that's better than it ever was, man. That's a permanent mod. Okay, I'm gonna take a thumbnail. Ooh, look at that. This thing is full race mode, Patrick. This is how you tell Patrick's excited. He's taking pictures of his own car.
That's so good. I don't want to stop. Universal.
And how much were these taillights?
$100 for each individual tail.
Used or new?
New off FR Sport. Came in Nissan boxes.
Wait, so they're way cheaper now for the Type X lights?
Yeah, if you buy them individually, they're really cheap.
Oh, do you get the center garnish?
I have two of these, so I just reused them. And I already had the center, lower piece.
How much have you spent in Type X taillights over the years? More than $1,000?
9. No, probably just about right at 1,000. Because I keep getting them for deals. That's why I buy them.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to the shop. We have tons of work to do. I was just making jokes about how sad it would be if he didn't even get this kit home. Because he has to get out of this driveway now. This is the bane of every 240SX like kit, or actually anybody with a body kit. Let's see him get out. Is he gonna scrape? Nah, he's got it. It's good. All right, let's go. Drift car on the street.
All right, we're driving home now. Feels so cool to be driving such a cool looking car around. Oh, it's still kind of loud in here. My diff is just a welded diff. For some reason, it just makes all these crazy noises like it sounds broken. I don't know why, but yeah. It's my weird steering wheel situation. This thing is a neck breaker, man.
Now we just have to prep the S14 for the Circuit of America event this weekend. I don't know how much we're gonna prep this car. I don't know if we're gonna clean it up too much. I probably won't be driving much. I'll just be tire testing. So I'm gonna be testing these new tires I have over there. I think I've mentioned them already. I'll chat about them later. But I have lots of these things to do testing on, and then we'll explain all that later. And we have brand new RPF ones that I just got set up. We're running 18, is this the new ones? They're already dirty. Yeah, brand new 18 by 9.5, plus whatever the lowest offset RPF one is. They are, I used to run 10.5s, but I've gone down to 9.5s to try and get the sidewall a little bit straighter. There's a few reasons I've been doing this. One, I can interchange the front and rear wheels and tires since I run a square setup with the exact same wheel and tire setup up front as in the back. But also when I'm tandeming, there's less likelihood of breaking the wheel because there's a little bit more protection by having tire sidewall there. And I was actually having that problem sometimes on different wheels. When they were too wide, it would stretch the tire, and you tap somebody's door, and if you didn't get it just right and you caught a wheel or something of theirs or anything that was hard, or like a bash bar or something potentially, it would just destroy the outer lip of the wheel. And because the wheel stuck out the most. And now with more sidewall, hopefully it'll hit the sidewall more consistently and do less wheel damage. But like, I don't really lose more than one wheel per year maybe tandeming. So it's not that big of a concern, but it's nice. Also, you get a bit more grip like that. So that's another reason why we're doing that. And there goes everybody. We have body kits we might put on the car. I have the side skirts, the rear bumper, the front bumper. We will see. And how we typically prep this car is we're gonna jack it up. We're gonna check all the front end bolts, all the tie rod stuff, all the control arm stuff and everything like that. We're gonna check the oil and make sure the oil's okay. We're gonna check the radiator to make sure the radiator's okay. We're gonna look for little obvious things like that and pop that back in there. We would normally check the air filter and clean up the engine bay and everything, but we're really pressed for time today, especially because tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and if I don't go hang out with my girlfriend, she's gonna kill me. Or be very disappointed with me. And then we have some different things, like the car got covered on the inside with transmission fluid. Oh, it's all gross. We're gonna have to fix that, Patrick. So the inside's covered in transmission fluid because it was spraying out of the shifter right there. I didn't have a boot on it. I had something wrapped around originally, and that was catching the spray. And it was like a mist coming up. So we need to get a boot on that, and we need to clean the interior because it's a mess and get that done. What else do we need to do? We need to put new tires and wheels on it all the way around, which Patrick is working on right now. And then I think she's good to go. And then we'll put it in the trailer. We have to load up all the cones and all the extra equipment in the trailer. Patrick spent a full 8-hour workday yesterday just cleaning the trailer and getting stuff done. Need to change generator oil and stuff. Get all that done. I was thinking about taking the Corvette as well, but I'm really pressed for time and my back kind of hurts, so probably not gonna do that. Okay. So I'm working on putting the body kit back on the car right now, and this is a problem with tandeming hardened cars. So it has this fancy bracket here with a push button here, and you put this on there, but you can see that the fitment is right now a couple inches off. This bracket has been moved up, so I now need to bend this bracket down 2 inches and pull it out. And it should be underneath this completely. So I'm really pressed for time right now, so I don't know if I am going to get a chance to fix all that and just not run a bumper. And that's difficult because I told everybody at the demo they had to run all their body work. And then if I don't show up with body work, that's a jerk move. I could do the Corvette though. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm gonna take the Corvette to the demo, so we're putting these new tires on it. Whee! And I got new cute little ramps to put them on. Because the Corvette is so low, it needs some help. So we got these little inexpensive GK Tech ramps. But the favorite thing that I have recently is this little generic, doesn't matter where I got it or where it is, 30-watt lamp. It has its own little stand. It doesn't get hot and burn you. Has its own battery. It's my favorite thing. Besides for the Corvette. I don't know. Corvette or light that never breaks. I might like the light more. How's your car doing today? Did you break the body kit yet?
Nope.
Okay.
It's holding up.
All right, I'm gonna get back to work, which is never ending when you have so many damn drift cars. Do you wish you had 5 drift cars, Patrick?
Fuck no.
No? People are jealous of that until they realize what the fuck it means.
Yeah, that's a...
Wait. Bleep.